Nigel, I'm a business owner and I'm getting to the point where I want to sell my business. But as a business owner, I'm managing current clients. I'm still kind of getting new clients on. I'm managing my staff. So my time is pretty full. How much additional work is expected of me as a business owner during a sale?
I think there's a few factors there. A great question, though, Kirsty. I think there's a few factors, and probably, as always, it's sector and size dependent. But if we probably sort of take a step back and then think as a general rule, with perhaps somebody running a 30-employee company, that they may have some financial support within the company. There may be people that can help, but generally there's probably nobody you'd want to, maybe if you're the single shareholder, to sort of discuss the sort of selling of the business with, because sometimes it can sort of spread like wildfire and then can have a detrimental effect, and people worried about the change and things like that. So probably first and foremost is I'd sort of keep things to yourself. I'd entrust your outside team of maybe an accountant, maybe a solicitor, maybe other advisors who you sort of you go to, and probably get somebody to help on that side of things, who maybe, and your broker could take a certain amount of this role, but basically to sort of compile the information and make sure the information's all presentable, all up to date, and shows the company in the best light. So with bearing that in mind, I think the first step is basically to be prepared for a sale. So really all your reporting is up to date, company governance is up to date. If somebody did any due diligence or starts to analyze the company, that there's no skeletons in the cupboard, or in fairness, if there are, you just say this happened 3 years ago and this is how we got through it, and it's sort of part of the profile that we put together. But generally the first stage is to supply all the information. As a broker selling businesses, we would compile that into a couple of reports. One, a generic report that goes out on the various trade platforms and we'd use, which people would just give an outline of the business. And the other report, a more detailed, in essence, sale document that gives all the detail of the business. So that would probably take, depending on how up to date your reports are, that would probably take 24 to 48 hours for us to compile, put together solidly. And we would just say, we need this information, we need that information. Once we've got that, basically we go away and start marketing. And so it probably, for the business owner, would go quiet. There's generally, we'd always ask approval as we get an inquiry whether we can send it to an individual. The inquirer signs a non-disclosure agreement. So there would be a quick text. Are we okay sending to Kirsty at Flair? Yes, you are. No problem. Yeah, that's good to go. So there's a bit of involvement there, but it's a text. Yeah, like those. Ask a quick email. Normally we'd do emails away from the company email, so it's on a private one, and then all the confidentiality is sort of kept intact. I think throughout the process we like to respond within 8 working hours, so a working day, and so we appreciate quick responses, but we can know how busy business owners are. So before we start the process in our launch meeting, we would say, what are the expectations? Do you mind if we haven't heard within 4 hours? Can we follow it up? Yes, you can. We put that on the file, and that's the process that sort of happens. So really, there's not a lot of involvement from the business owner at that point. And as we go through the journey, we then have the initial meetings with buyers. There's always a number of tire kickers We then basically have a sort of a sifting process that we'd qualify people on, and very politely, you know, if they've bought businesses before, how they bought it, what the mechanics of the deal are, what experience in the trade they've got, any of those sort of things. And we get them talking, and then obviously we can see, you know, how what experience they've got. And in the main, if they're really, if they're, for want of a better word, probably sophisticated and knowledgeable about the process, because obviously that makes sort of life a lot easier. But I think if all your house is in order within the company, then if all that information is supplied to us to then market, really the business owner probably won't get involved until a couple of months into the engagement, because that's when we'll start to have meetings with potential buyers. And now in this day and age, it is all online, the initial ones. It's always best to meet in person. I think people deal with people, and so that happens in time. But so generally, there's not a lot of involvement from the business owner if all the reports are in order from the outset, and then it's moving on to the meetings and, you know, the personalities and the synergies with the deal. And so there's those sort of conversations. And the best thing the business owners can do is just maintain the success of their business or improve it, and then it'll help maximize the price. And it's just best that they do concentrate on that and leave the broker to do their job and have those conversations.